Good morning. Hello, how are you? Hoping everyone's having a good day so far. It's October 5th, and I am preparing to leave on Thursday. I won't be here for broadcast on Friday, just so you know. And then, hi, Brandy. I will be gone. I won't be broadcasting, but I will be divining while I'm traveling in the Mediterranean. So after October 7th, then I'm not going to be doing live videos until probably November 4th. So we have quite a little chunk of time, and I appreciate your patience. But I'll still be doing my posting of the daily divinations. Hi there, Natalie. Um, all right, so let's dive in. We are now in the month of Hecate, and I'm really excited in the Goddess Temple app. The priestesses who have been posting on our other social media accounts, Priestess Shaylee and Priestess Jasai, will be posting more of the content that they post, like on Facebook and Instagram, in our Goddess Temple app. And so that should keep everyone happy and entertained. Um, Definitely noticed Facebook's outage yesterday, and definitely interested in the fact that there's things brewing about Facebook, and just watch this space is all I have to say. I'm probably going to be shifting my practice. I don't know when, but I will be shifting my practice. I'm still trying to discern whether I'm going to stop doing Facebook at the end of the year, or if I'm going to stop doing Facebook when we reach 1 million of our recitations. So, yeah. Oh my goodness, congratulations to William on his first job, Natalie. Wow, they grow up so fast. Isn't that marvelous? Um, so anyway, more to come about Facebook and all that kind of stuff. That was I actually was so busy yesterday, I didn't even really notice. I noticed yesterday I couldn't do my broadcast on Facebook, but other than that, I wasn't even on here. So that says something, doesn't it? Honoring Hecate. Hecate the keys, Hecate the light. Hecate, you carry the keys and the light. Hecate, I carry the keys and the light. Within, within, within. Hecate the keys, Hecate the light. Hecate, you carry the keys and the light. Hecate, I carry the keys and the light. Within, within, within. Hecate the keys, Hecate the light. Hecate, you carry the keys and the light. Hecate, I carry the keys and the light. Within, within, within. Morphos, Phosphoros, Ilethua. Wild wanderer at the crossroads, bright hostess at the thresholds, bearer of twin flames, radiant bride of night, mother of darkness, guard, guide, and lead me today. I am a deer in thy wandering herd. I am a key to thy mysteries. I am a torch in thy hand. I am a footfall along thy silent path. I am a star in thy vast heavens. I am a wave in thy fathomless seas. I am a knife that cuts cleanly. I am a soul in thy holy retinue. I am a fiber in the rope of eternity. I consecrate myself to thee this day and every day, that I may travel safely within the folds of thy saffron cloak, dive with thy aid into deep mystic waters, and dance with thee amongst the benevolent shades of my ancestors. Therefore, grant me courage and constancy. Guard me and guide me, and grant unto me thy faultless and flawless perception. Brandy says, Fallon is dancing to your singing. Oh, my little Fallon. I love her so much. She's such a cute. I bet she's big now. I bet she's gotten bigger since I saw her. They grow really fast at that age. You have to send me a picture, Brandy, of Fallon. She's such a sweetie. So we are working with the Sacred Hags Oracle by Danielle Dulski. And oh, it's so wonderful. I love it. I love it. Let's see what today's card is going to be. The Raven's Ritual. Beautiful card. Let's see if you can see it. There you go. The Raven's Ritual. I'm trying to get it so the light's not on it. That's better. Number 31. Hello to you, Kirsten. Greetings from Los Angeles, she says. What is the scent for Samhain? I must know. I got a chance to smell your aged cacao and rose. Priestess Raina had it with her on our Hawaii retreat, and it was sumptuous. I loved it. All right, Raven's Ritual, surrender. Sometimes, dear child, sometimes we will accept nothing short of sheer anguish to point us toward the changes we must make. Sometimes we find ourselves in the dirt, yet swaddled somehow in an infinite and against all odds trust that all will be well. Sometimes, only sometimes, we cannot help but to surrender to this apparent ritual of becoming. Who are we in those moments of sheer surrender? Who are we when our armor clatters to the ground and we are left with nothing but penetrating bone-deep ache? What in your life right now requires that you retract your claws? What not so sweet release is upon you that feels more like initiation than loss? There's a little poem here. Oh, it's prompts. I see. Prompts. I'll give you one of them. Into the woods I went in search of. So you can finish that. Into the woods I went in search of. And just allow whatever must arise. I think that this card, I have to say, I woke up this morning and I was looking at TikTok and I saw this really great, very crossroads card, perfect for Hecate. I saw on TikTok this morning this video of this young woman. She was dancing and vibing and so just full of life, and her skin was glowing in the sun and she had her hair all out and she just looked so happy, and she was doing this video all about how old paradigms are breaking down, and that kind of we're in the death rattle of old paradigms. And I see a lot of content like that online, and I myself, when I was much younger, used to feel that way. I thought we were just on the verge. And then I kind of got disillusioned by thinking that way. Gen Xer that I am, I started to get a little suspicious of that hopeful feeling. And I think many of us Gen Xers can relate to that sort of Winona Ryder at the end of what is it? What movie is it? At the end of some movie, Winona Ryder's like all blown, or she's all covered in, mush. And she takes out a cigarette and she just like, oh, it's at the end of Heather's, I think. And she just puts it in her mouth and is kind of like glaring off into the distance. I sort of feel like that about Hope sometimes, crusty old sea hag that I am. And I was watching this video and I believed it. That's what I want to say. I believed it. I think we are in the death rattle of late stage capitalism. I think we are in the last gasp of certain societal patterns that have caused harm to the earth. And I think it is going to be hard when these things come to their close because we're going to have to be more self reliant than we've ever been. Yeah, reality bites. That's it. Lenny says reality bites. Um, I think we're going to have to be a lot more self reliant than we've ever had to be. We're accustomed to a system that creates, sustains, and perseveres in itself, and we live inside of it. But I'm watching those systems break down, and I don't know about you. I'm not trying to sound like a conspiracy theorist about it. It's just like happening though. Supply chains and watching how, even as much as I'm not really into cryptocurrency or anything like that, it's not like I don't see that whole new economies are being built, seeing the wages of our impact on the planet and knowing it's gonna end. That's gonna stop because what's gonna happen is at a certain point, nature herself will stop it. So yes, we are at a crossroads, and this crossroads is collective, but it's also individual. And I think that, when we see that things are starting to tanker, and just like fall, systems, even Facebook, I dare say, even Facebook, which having it down for the whole day yesterday, it cost a global, I think I saw something, it was like over $160 million globally was lost during that period of time. Like, I can't even think about what that amount of money looks like. I can't even conceive of that amount of money. My mind is literally not capable of understanding $160 million. When I think about like, I honestly don't even know what that looks like. So, and I think probably most of us don't. So, the reality is systems fail. Big systems fail. Facebook failed, big systems fail. And systems are failing. And our increase in self-reliance is becoming increasingly more important. I do think that surrendering into this initiation is going to be less painful than having our conveniences ripped away from us. I think that now is coming the time to simplify our lives and to become more financially independent and to not count on money coming from any one place, but that money will come as it comes, but that sustenance will come as it comes. Maybe learning, like I've got great local resources for things like eggs and milk, learning to become more locavore, learning to become more self sufficient, really analyzing whether or not our labor belongs to us or to someone else. Because no matter how much of a struggle it is to own my own business, and it is many, many days a struggle, many of you see me struggle with it. It's not like it's invisible. You see that I struggle to keep up, that sometimes I get behind, that sometimes I'm overwhelmed. But I honestly can't imagine the alternative. Brandy says the costs of goods and supplies keep skyrocketing too. I'm actually learning to use tallow for candles instead of soy wax and getting back to the ancient art of candle making. Right. and learning to make our own clothing and learning to self-sustain in as many ways as we can. I think this is important. I I don't see one big collapse event. I see a rolling collapse, a series of collapses. I think that collapse has been rolling for some time. Yes, that's right. Priestess Jessai says this is why local priestesses and wise women will rise in communities as well. Absolutely. Absolutely. You are spot on. Because people will need the skills that we have to offer. And Kirsten says, I was struck lately by how Alice Waters' local food and slow food is also more relevant than ever with our food and delivery issues. So true. It's so interesting, right? Alice Waters and that whole locavore movement and slow food movement arose as a luxury at kind of one point, and now it's a necessity. And I think that's actually key, that the things that we learned, many of us have had corporate jobs and been in, like other situations than we are now. I know Jessai and, Kirsten and Brandy and myself all run our own businesses. I know Lenny has her own her own gig. I know Aisling, who's here too, has her own business. In addition to a job, a lot of us have balanced. And I think, the things that we learned that we thought maybe were like hobbies or I really want to learn to do that because it would just bring me joy. Now those things are becoming necessities. Like I'm going to maybe have to grow my own food, make my own candles. I need to maybe learn to make cheese because what if I can't buy it somewhere? I do know how to make cheese. I taught you all how to make cheese. You all know how to make cheese too. let's let's really, really get in with this. What would happen if instead of fighting and clawing, trying to stop the collapse that's already happening in rolling waves, what if we just went with it? If we just go with it, we will actually be the avant garde of the new earth. I hate that term, but I am starting to believe in that term, the new earth. I used to feel like it had a connotation that I couldn't really wrap my mind around. It was like a different language. When people would say new earth, I was like, oh, it's the same earth. It's always been, like, come on. Yeah, I'm an earth sign. I know these things. But I now hear those words new earth, and I'm like, oh, no, no, no. I get it now. I get it. And what if we allowed ourselves to have hope instead of a sort of a grim feeling about the inevitability of the rolling collapse? What if it could all be better on the other side of learning to take exquisite care of ourselves? That's really what I'm here for, is for us women to learn to take exquisite care of ourselves and those we love, our communities, the earth, animals, plants. That is really what I'm here for. I've had recently all these thoughts of like what I want to do in 2022. I'm sort of I can sort of see that the rest of this year I'm going to be like using up certain things that I'm not going to buy again. And I'm going to be changing some of my habits because I feel it coming. And that may be one of the things that goes, is that Facebook may be one of the things that goes. It will be one of the things that goes. I was watching that whistleblower testifying, that woman. Oh my God. Facebook deliberately pushed anorexia content to anorexic girls because it knew that it would make money. A lot of things are going to change. Let's be part of that change. Let's be in that change and with that change. Yes, Mary Beth says, "So grateful to be a medicine woman at this time." Yes, and may we all be. That's our archetype. That was our archetype for September, the medicine woman. Go read it if you haven't read it already, because she's one of my favorites. And let's really think about what it is like to surrender convenience, to surrender habit, and to surrender reliance on others outside of ourselves in favor of creating the lives we've actually always wanted. That's our short bit for today, if that's what you were here for. And I hope that everyone has a great day. Yeah. Oh, yeah, says Kirsten. I left Facebook and I may also leave Instagram. It feels so unethical. Yeah, I know. I have to say, I love social media. This is why I'm so glad for the Goddess Temple app. We should really pour our energy into making that a great gathering space, exactly the kind that we want to be in, because these other platforms, man, they're just going to keep ticking us off and failing. All right, let's start our chanting to Guan Yin. Thanks for ruminating with me on this. Some really valuable, beautiful insights came in today. I love when you comment and talk with me because I feel like we together create the divination. And it's so valuable to me to have your feedback. So thank you. Okay, 3 prostrations before the shrine. I'm trying to think, like, how can I grow potatoes? And let's take refuge. Namo Guru Be. I take refuge in the inner teacher. Namo Buddhaye. I take refuge in the great mother of compassion. Namo Dharmaye. I take refuge in the wisdom of the ages. Namo Sanghaye. I take refuge in the community of practitioners. And let's set our intention, a person, place, situation, or circumstance that will benefit from this practice today. I'm holding Kelly and her custody situation. I'm holding Pratika, who's hanging on in her work. And let's recite the 4 immeasurables. May I be a source of loving kindness in this world and all worlds, bringing a generous heart to all my thoughts and doings. May I be a vehicle of compassion in this world and all worlds, ever mindful and aware of the tremendous suffering of others. May I be a brimming vessel of joy in this world and all worlds, delighting in the happiness of others as their suffering is alleviated. May I be a balance point of equanimity in this world and all worlds, seeing all as equals and all as deserving of goodness. I light this candle as a symbol of the enlightening Dharma way. May it shine brightly for the benefit of all beings. I light this incense as an offering to Guanxi Yin, she who hears the cries of the world, mother of all. Omahum. 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 Reverently, I prostrate with my body, speech, and mind, and present clouds of every type of offering, actual and virtual. I confess all my destructive actions accumulated since beginningless time, and rejoice in the meditation of all holy and ordinary beings. Please, Guanyin, remain until the end of samsaric existence, and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. I dedicate my own merits and those of others to the great enlightenment. 108 recitations of Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, to the one who watches over all of the changes that happen in the world with equanimity. Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa. Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa. Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa. Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, 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 Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa. Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa, Namo Guanxi Yin Pusa. 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 And the Brief Prayer for Summoning Prosperity by Jamgon Mipon Rinpoche. Hung Chuksum Sasum Nakdang Chake Tu Tenyo Sishi Chayang Getsen Kun Dirkuk dirdu pelge menu par deki tashi lexok palbar sho. Hum. By the power of the mantras and mudras of the three jewels and the three roots, may all the good omens, abundance, and prosperity of the animate and inanimate universe, both samsara and nirvana, be summoned and gathered here and expand without ever declining, so that the splendor of happiness, well being, auspiciousness, and all that is good may blaze forth. Hung chuksum chuksum sasum nakdang chakye tu tenyo sishi chayang getsen kun dirku dirdu pelge minu par deki tashi lexo palbar sho. I can feel in my mouth that once I understand how to get it out correctly, it's going to flow so beautifully. It's a beautiful prayer. I am the one who is butchering it, but I will get better. That's why I take my time and I learn. All right, so now 108 recitations of Om Mani Padme Hum and calling out to the beings that help us in our work to help all of those to whom we've dedicated practice today. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 And let's give thanks for our teachers. May all of my teachers enjoy long, happy, healthy, productive lives and great support for their good works. May all beings benefit from their wisdom. May they enjoy a swift and happy rebirth. And long life prayer for our Lamadechin Yeshe Wangmo. Om Sosti. Through the powerful blessings of the immortal Pema Jungye and his consort, may the three secret qualities of the Dakini of Supreme Bliss Yeshe Wangmo be utterly stable, and may the light of her activities shine on the lotus groves of the teachings and of beings, so that they blossom in radiant splendor. And let's dedicate the merit. May the merit of this practice and all of my activities be of endless benefit to all beings in all realms, beginningless and continuous. May all obstacles be overcome and suffering cease at the sound of liberation. May all beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all beings have happiness and its causes. May we carry the essence of Guanyin in our hearts. Namo Guanxin Pusa. And we close with a bow to Guanyin, bow to one another, and a bow to the inner teacher. I'll be back tomorrow, Wednesday, and I'll be back Thursday, and then we're off for, well, not off, we can still be chanting, but I will not be live for several weeks. So it's been really nice to be with you today. I'm enjoying this whole week as much as I can, and we'll see each other tomorrow. Bye.